Welcome back. Pressure is building on Aung San Suu Kyi over the escalating humanitarian crisis in her country. The United Nations estimates that 146,000 Rohingya Muslims have fled violence in Myanmar. It began after Rohingya militants attacked government forces who responded with a counteroffensive that has left hundreds dead. Now there is international outcry over Suu Kyi's failure to do something about the violence. She recently blamed terrorists for, quote, a huge iceberg of misinformation and said reports of Rohingya persecution was fake news. Long a defender of human rights and democracy, why is Suu Kyi sending this message? How should Canada respond? Joining me from Saskatoon is Syed Suhawardee. He's an imam in Calgary and founder of the Islamic Supreme Council of Canada. Nice to see you, Imam.
Thank you very much for having me.
So you have some big things that you think should happen with Aung San Suu Kyi. Tell me what you're calling for and why.
Yeah, we are calling that the Nobel Peace Prize should be withdrawn from Aung San Suu Kyi because she failed to stop the genocide of Rohingya Muslims in Myanmar. And her, by the way, Canadian honorary citizenship should also be revoked because she does not deserve a citizenship of this country that stands for human rights and dignity of human rights. So what is going on in Burma is not something new. It is going on for the last more than 2 years.
Yes. I believe that Suu Kyi and others inside Myanmar go so far as to say that the Rohingya are not actually occupants or from Burma, from Myanmar, that they are actually from elsewhere, and that is part of the reason that they don't feel that they should protect them. What do you say about that?
No, that's absolutely wrong information. These people have been living there within the Myanmar. There is a territory called Arakan. I mean, these people are from that region, which used to be an autonomous region within Burma. And they are natives of that land, and they have been there for generations. During the British rule in Burma, they were there. And a lot of Muslims migrated from Burma to India. But these people are originally from that part of the land, and it is absolutely a false statement that Suu Kyi is making, yes, that these people don't belong to Burma. No, that they belong to them. They are the natives, and they have the right to live there, and their genocide has to stop.
As you were saying, that's some misinformation, but Suu Kyi says that there is equally misinformation on the other side that is being peddled around the state of the Rohingya and how they are persecuted. What do you make of the fact that someone who has won the Nobel Peace Prize is claiming that these people who are obviously feeling persecuted and fleeing the country, that some of this is fake news?
Maybe one or two photos may be fake. I do not know. There are a lot of things goes on the social media, but overwhelming majority of evidence from all sources of media, whether it is CBC or international other media, they are all saying and screaming that there is a genocide going on, there is a massacre going on. So it cannot be fake news. It is absolutely true that what is going on there for the last more than 2 years. Yes. has been going on, and under the eyes of Suu Kyi, and she is doing nothing. In fact, she is turning a blind eye towards this crisis, and she is saying that this is not my responsibility. These people are something. My hands are tied. Yes. That's not an excuse for a prime minister of a country.
Yeah, and to be clear, I'm not saying it's fake news. It's interesting that that's the language she's using to defend the fact that she is not helping them. The Canadian government is saying that it is deeply concerned. It's calling on Myanmar's security forces to look after its civilians, all of them. What would you like to see Canada do? Because we have been, not only for Aung San Suu Kyi, but we have been supportive of Myanmar through financial means as well.
Yeah, I think Canada has a huge responsibility, being the champion of the human rights around the world. We have responsibility that we should put every pressure that we can put. Our Prime Minister should talk to Suu Kyi and ask her to stop, and whatever resources, powers, influence we can use, we should use. Second thing is that if this does not stop, then the Nobel Peace Prize from Suu Kyi should be withdrawn, as well as the Canadian citizenship should be withdrawn from her. She does not deserve this honor to be a Canadian citizen. She does not deserve to be a Nobel Peace Prize recipient. So that has to take place. And also, on the other side, this genocide has to stop. The world has to actively get involved in this crisis, and stop it. In Rwanda, in Cambodia, and when there was genocides, the whole world got involved and stopped it. Why the world is so quiet? Why nobody is coming and helping these poor women and children, and they have been slaughtered by these fanatics and terrorists openly in public for the last not only few days, but few months and few years.
You must be at least relieved that there does seem to be more attention being paid right now, because I guess so many Rohingya are on the move now and trying to find refuge in Bangladesh.
145,000, maybe more than 145,000 are looking for a place to sleep, to stay, and they are in open place near the Bangladesh and Burma, and Bangladesh is not accepting them. They are in a very miserable condition. Hundreds of them have been slaughtered. Hundreds of them have been displaced. Thousands of them has been displaced. So this is a huge human crisis. These are the crimes against humanity, and human beings and the world powers has to come and stop this genocide, what is going on in front of our eyes.
Imam Saeed Suhrawardy, good of you to make the time, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for having me.